All right, welcome back, my beautiful people, to our Hidden Gem series. So the next one, I don't know why I sounded so Canadian there. The next one is Valencia, Spain. So when people think of Spain, they think of Madrid, Barcelona, sorry.
Bravo, y Barcelona, y fantastico.
But you don't really think of Valencia. So it sits on the Mediterranean coast and it's actually Spain's third largest city. The birthplace of paella, Spain's most famous dish. It's such an array and such a mix of the beach, the oranges, the old town. So let's dive in and I will give you our experience and our opinion of it. So we did stay in a really cool boutique hotel, and something that we're noticing that we recommend to everyone is to stay in the city center. Now there's lots of options for that. You can either go the hotel route, or often the Airbnb is gonna be your cheaper way to experience that, especially if you're going with other people. You can split the cost and then it's way cheaper. The nice thing about hotels is usually you have breakfast included, but there are so many markets and for really good prices, you can just buy food and have it in the Airbnb to eat for breakfast. My ADHD brain, the point of that about the city center was it was shockingly not that busy. So we love going to places that are incredible to look at and to shop and to eat and experience the culture and the people, but that isn't overwhelming. The people make a huge difference for us. So the place can be beautiful and the food can be delicious, but if the people are a-holes, it kind of diminishes the experience. The streets were incredibly clean. It was so cool. We actually saw Valencia oranges growing just on the main street. They had orange trees and they were full, and it was just the coolest thing to see. We felt incredibly safe the entire time. Safety is another huge one for us. If you don't feel safe, if you're always looking over your shoulder, that's no fun. So incredibly safe. And the best part, I don't know why I saved this for now, but the best part was it was so cheap. I couldn't believe it. We went and had a macchiato or coffee, cappuccino. I forget what they call it, but they have their own little spin on it. $1.50. And then we went into some boutiques, some normal shops, just they have shopping galore. Another bonus is you can find affordable flights to Valencia from pretty much anywhere in Europe. What we've noticed is if you book months in advance, you can find great deals. If you wait to book, you're looking at, $100 to $500 depending on where you're at. So that becomes a little difficult, but if you can book far in advance, we got these tickets for like €50 a piece. So I touched on this earlier, but one of our favorite things is being able to either bike around the city or walk the city. So it is a big city, however, you can bike the whole thing. And you can bike all the way from the city center to Old Town to then the beach. So what made this so special was diverse options. So you can literally be in the city shopping and then bike to the beach and go have a drink on the beach or have a meal on the beach and then go to the old city and see just like the incredible structures there that you look like you're transported just hundreds and hundreds of years back. We biked from the city center to the garden park, which was extraordinary. It is huge. You can spend hours and hours there just biking, walking. If you're bringing your kids, they have like these crazy structures. I think it's called a playground, or I don't know. We loved riding our bikes through there. It was a little tough on the old hoo-ha because it wasn't super smooth, so there was a lot of and I hadn't ridden a bike in a while, so just prepare yourself for that. So the public transit system was very easy to navigate, and it's everywhere, and it's running constantly, so there's no issues with getting around. And also very affordable. It is a different Spanish in Spain. So when they were saying gracias, I thought that the first girl had a lisp because she said gracias, and I was like, oh, she's cute. And then the guy said gracias, and I'm like, maybe he's gay, I don't know. And then the next girl, gracias, and I'm like, yo, all these Spanish people have lisps. And then my husband was like, no, that's how they say gracias here. It's gracias. So let's talk about the food. We had some delicious food, and then we had some food that we just are not fond of. Not a huge fan of paella. Maybe I missed the paella place that we should go to. If you know where we should go, let us know because we will be back for sure. It was just kind of like, well, it was just salty. Like all I tasted was salt, and I love salt. So it was beautiful. I love looking at it. I love the smell of it. The place we went to had a ton of reviews, so we figured had to be good. Was not good. We didn't like it. So maybe we're missing something. Let us know where we should eat and what we should get. We are early morning people, so we love to go check out the city center when everything's closed, or before people start waking up. We just like to see it empty and get some exercising in. So we did notice that it does start to finally get a little busier around 2 p.m. So everybody goes to bed really late, they wake up late, and they get their day started late. It was really hot when we went, so that was unfortunate. So maybe they're trying to beat the heat a little bit. Well, no, that doesn't make sense because it gets like the hottest part of the day is 5 o'clock. So I think that's just normal for most Europeans. We're just not quite used to that. Plan your trips around weather. I also highly recommend that because that can make or break a trip. If you're just sweating your knickknacks off, it's not fun. It's not fun. It's beautiful still out and about, but you're kind of struggling a little. Something else to keep in mind, which I love that they do this, they have their little siesta, and it's between 2 to 5:30. So a lot of restaurants, a lot of places are closed because they're in nap time, or just, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not there. So don't plan anything between that time. Plan your nap during that time. I like to reiterate on all these videos is if you see a bathroom, use it, because they are not just anywhere and everywhere. So oftentimes you'll have to pay euro to use the bathroom, 50 cent euro to, is that how it says it? I don't know, whatever. 50 cents to 1 euro. What is their cents? I don't even know. But yeah, so a lot of times you'll have to pay, but if you don't, you just can't find a bathroom. Sometimes there's just no bathrooms. So if you're at a restaurant or if you're somewhere where you see a bathroom, use it. Always take that opportunity. Also with the water, if there is an opportunity to get water, drink it. So the food that we're used to in America, say like Thai food or Vietnamese food, we've noticed that when we've gone to those countries, we didn't love the food. It almost lacked flavor. Don't shoot the messenger. Or, you know, maybe we just didn't get the right places, or I don't know. But it's not what we were used to. So what we ended up doing when we were in like Thailand and Vietnam, we would order other ethnic food. So we would get like Middle Eastern food, and they know how to do it. We got Italian food. Dude, it was the best Middle Eastern and Italian food we've ever had. And we've been to the Middle East and we've been to Italy. So, So anyways, so we're trying that little trend in every country we go to. Try what that region is known for, and it'll be good. But it's not anything that we're like, wow, this is it, So we will go to, say, Spain. We'll get Italian food. We'll go to Spain. We'll get a Middle Eastern food. And it's delicious. It is the way to go. So always try that region's food. Always try what they're known for. But if it's just not for you, then go with another country. And for some reason, it seems like every time we've done that, it's incredible. So obviously, it comes alive in the night. So if you're into the nightlife, if you're into the nightlife, obviously the night is the time for you. Yeah, that sounded dumb.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
But if you like to go out and dance and drink and do all those things, we're old, we're lame, so we don't. But if you do like that, obviously, it's got all of that, and it seemed genuinely great. We kind of walked by some of it, and it seemed pretty happening. We were there in June, They do the running of the bulls. We asked our server if that is something we should do and where we could go. And he was like, don't be stupid. Don't do that. Not a good idea. And we were like, oh, okay. So we passed on that just because, you know, we're not trying to die on a Tuesday. We did have lunch in Old Town. Lots of really cool restaurants. I would say that's where the really good food is. If you're looking for the Spanish food. Like when we went in, I'm saying like a lot and I'm sorry. That is annoying. I'll work on that. So if you go to a restaurant and it is all locals, that is a great sign. We don't want to hear anyone speaking English. As soon as we hear English speakers, we're like, this place probably sucks. But that's not always the case. That's just what we think. We did notice from the city center to the Old Town, it was a little more urban and industrial looking. It wasn't the most beautiful walk there, but it was interesting just to see all aspects of Valencia. There's a cool market too on Saturdays that you can pop into. We mainly popped in because we needed a little air conditioning. We were dying. So, and then I used the restroom. So again, whenever you have that opportunity to use the restroom, use it. The people were super friendly. However, we did have one run-in with, it was like a small bites place. Actually, we had a few. But the one ended up being cool. I think it's just their personality. Like they were kind of brash and rude, and it was two different small bites places. He was super rude, but it was kind of funny. And then we kind of gave it back to him, and then he gave it back to us. So we kind of had this like back and forth going that I think it was funny. But the one was just rude, plain rude. We didn't know if they were open. We went in, there was nobody there. So, but there was somebody sitting outside. So we said, hey, can we order some food? Are you guys open, closed? And they kind of just, okay. And they came out, what do you want? Oh, well. And then we got food, and it was not good. It was not good. And then we weren't able to eat a whole lot of it because it was not good. And he came out and he looked at us like, you totally wasted my time, you wasted my food. And we did feel bad. We left him a tip and we said sorry. But so anyways, that was our only bad experience, but every other experience with people was great. If you have any questions on Valencia, Spain, drop them in the comments below. Our next hidden gems is going to be Bergamo, Italy, and well, it was a hidden gem in a lot of ways. I'll let you be the judge of it. See you next time. Until then, stay curious. Love you guys.
Oh, dunk it in. Everything you'd hoped it would be.
Those Hostess donuts that I put in the microwave.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Chocolate, churros.
So greasy.
Yeah, greasy. They give you a little packet of sugar. It's like a sugar-coated donut.